1045 The Team, your home for New York sports. Joining us right now on the line is Nick Bromberg from Yahoo. He covers, he's the editor for both college football and NASCAR, and this is the week to be talking about NASCAR as the Daytona 500 is ahead of us. Nick, what's your favorite storyline so far going into this year's big race?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I think for me, it's noticing the fact that, NASCAR is caught in between this push of looking to the future and pushing young stars because of all the turnover with Matt Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, all leaving over the last few years, and promoting the guys replacing them like William Byron, Alex Bowman, Kyle Larson, who's been in the series for a couple years. But I think you also look at NASCAR and you've got the guys who are going to be contending for the championship are the guys that have been around a while. Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., the last year's winner. So I think you look at this and say, while NASCAR is pushing to the future, and that's going to be the theme of 2018, I think even beyond, the current stars right now are the guys in their 30s and, in Harvick's case and Jimmy Johnson's case, early 40s, who are still the guys to beat, and one of those guys will win the championship.
Nick, you bring up a great point because, with Earnhardt Jr. being out and everything else, Jeff Gordon's gone now. The casual fan who just locks onto one super popular young guy, who are they looking at? Who's their possible new favorite?
That's a great question because that was one of the topics. Someone on Media Day on Wednesday was going through and asking, who's the most popular driver at NASCAR? Now that Dale Earnhardt Jr., who I think had the title for something like 14 consecutive years, is retired. And for the most part, every driver said it's going to be Chase Elliott. And that makes sense. Chase Elliott has not won a race the last 2 years. He will win a race in 2018. I will safely go on record and say that. But, he's got the Georgia appeal, born in Georgia. His dad was winning most popular driver awards over Dale Earnhardt Sr. And so he's got the family name. He's driving for Hendrick Motorsports. He's the popular pick, and I think he's going to be the guy. So it's a matter of now, are we going to go Elliott, Earnhardt, Elliott here in the list of most popular drivers? And as Chase wins a race or two, does his popularity even continue to grow?
Nick, with situations like this too, are you seeing less of the casual fan interested right now, or are they just kind of cautiously waiting to see if Elliott is the guy?
That's a great question. You look at TV ratings; they're still slowly declining. I think we've got, going forward through 5-6 races, just to see if there was an Earnhardt effect last year with it being his last full-time season. But if there's going to be a guy that the Earnhardt fans pick, it's going to be Chase Elliott. Dale Earnhardt Jr. even said a couple of years ago when Chase Elliott was driving for him in the Xfinity Series, he's like, when I'm done, I'm going to be a Chase Elliott fan. And so, it makes sense. When I was in the airport on the way to Daytona, a guy asked me where I was going, and I said where I was heading. He goes, "Oh, I'm a huge Chase Elliott fan." And, that's the first time I've ever heard something like that in a casual conversation. Usually, when somebody wants to talk NASCAR randomly with you, they're a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan. So, yeah, I don't know. Are all the Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans going to go to Chase Elliott, or are they going to look to see and maybe find a new driver, some guy who's already installed us?
Nick Bromberg with us right now from Yahoo, talking a little Daytona 500 tonight, just right after the show, as a matter of fact. I still call it the Bud Shootout. It's the Can-Am Duels are tonight?
Yes, it used to be the Gatorade Twin 125s, then I think it was the Budweiser Dual 150s, and now it's the Can-Am Duels at Daytona. So, yes, don't worry about getting your sponsor names wrong there.
just know that there's 2 races tonight.
Yes, there's 2 races tonight, and there is very little on the line. It's going to be interesting to watch this play out because for the first time in, my lifetime, I think, there are no cars that are going to fail to qualify for the Daytona 500. There are 40 spots. There are 40 cars. And so you look at this situation, and everybody's locked in. There's going to be nobody missing out if they crash or fail to finish in this race. So points are on the line in the second straight year. So, the winner of the race will get 10 points to use in the regular season. But how cautious, we saw guys really being cautious in the exhibition clash race on Sunday because of how poorly their cars were handling. At night, it's a little bit of a different beast, but I think it'll be interesting to see how aggressive people want to be, knowing that, we're all safely locked in the race, and we don't want to destroy our primary car for the Daytona 500 that our team has been working on for months. So you look at this, it could be calm, it could be wild. Usually what tends to happen is one race is calm, one race is wild. So I think you're going to see the first race, If it's calm, the second race may be a little wild. If the first race is wild, the second race may be like, all right, the guys will be like, okay, we saw what happened in the first race. We're not going to repeat this mistake.
Is that going to hurt the duels tonight, the fact that there is no bubble driver?
Without a doubt. I think I've been thinking about this for a while, ever since it became apparent there weren't going to be any cars getting bumped. I think the prestige of the duels has declined in recent years as car count has declined. And I would have said that even last year. I think only 2 cars maybe missed the race last year. But you know, NASCAR and Fox have moved it to prime time on Thursday night for TV purposes, which I totally understand. They used to, when I was growing up, which makes me sound really old, CBS broadcast the duels on tape delay on Saturday morning after they had been run Thursday during the day. And so they've become a TV product, which I totally get, I totally understand, but also that TV product time has coincided with the fact that it's more expensive to get into NASCAR, especially when you don't have a charter, because these 36 charter teams who are guaranteed spots into the field, as part of the charter agreement, they get more prize money. So if you want to say, hey, you know, you and I want to start a team, and we go grab a car, we're coming down to Daytona, we're going to get only a fraction of the prize money if we make the race versus, say, a Team Penske, Hendrick Motorsports, Joe Gibbs racing car.
Nick Bromberg with us, covers college football and, of course, NASCAR for Yahoo Sports. So the story that is the tabloid headline is that Aaron Rodgers is going to be in the stands to support Danica Patrick. How much time do you think the cameras are going to spend on Aaron Rodgers?
I'm going to put the over-under at 2.5 shots during the Daytona 500. I think the interesting thing, and I will be on this watch on Sunday, is Aaron Rodgers going to be on pit road with Danica Patrick before the race? Because usually drivers and their significant others stand next to the driver during the national anthem and the indication. Will Aaron Rodgers be there? So that's going to be interesting. And, you know, also, too, Aaron Rodgers may be a bit of a celebrity himself. I think they'll probably, you know, NASCAR drivers are pretty big football fans, so he'll have some guys who haven't had the chance to meet Aaron Rodgers come up if they can and be like, hey, it's my chance to meet Aaron Rodgers.
Nick, I hope they have that shot of him. You know how like the NASCAR wives are always the prettiest women in the room. They have like a little dog and everything. I hope he has to hold like a little dog just to be there with them.
I want to see him on Danica's pit box with a headset and everything, just glued into the race. I am really, really, really hoping that happens. Although, if I was going to be a betting man, I would say he watches it somewhere else other than the pit box.
Probably the case. All right, Nick Bromberg of Yahoo. This is the moment of truth. Who do you think wins tonight? Or I'm sorry, this weekend.
Brad Keselowski's my pick. He's the best restrictor plate driver in the series. We saw why on Sunday in the Clash exhibition race that he led. I think Keselowski gets it done. And I will also add a second pick. My pick for the championship is not Brad Keselowski. I am going to stick with this until it actually happens. I think Jimmy Johnson's going to win number 8 this year. With that new Chevy Camaro body, I think they're going to have an advantage as the season goes on. This could be the year Johnson breaks the Petty and Earnhardt record.
I love it, man. That's the gearhead in me loves the fact that the Camaro is there. That's what it should have always been, in my opinion.
It's a fantastic looking car, and I'm already excited for next year when Ford looks like, not confirmed, but all signs are pointing to Ford ditching the Fusion for the Mustang.
They have to at this point, right? I mean, if Chevy's going to break out the muscle Camaro, you can't throw a Fusion against it.
You're right, exactly. So now you're going to have, potentially next year in 2019, you're going to have the Mustang versus the Camaro versus the Camry.
Well, Toyota's kind of lacking in that argument, though. What are they going to break out?
Exactly. There is no Toyota sports car, but hey, Toyota can also say, hey, look, we won 8 of 10 playoff races in 2017. Keep chasing our Camry, guys.
Very cool. Nick Bromberg, if it's cool with you, we will continue to bother you during the season.
That sounds great.